All right, hello. I'm William Royce, and this is the Double Pindy Podcast, where there are no rules, and we're here to have fun. I'm here today with my first guest, Tyler Topping.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Who has been called, and I heard this on the hill in Teutonia, out of the megaphone, the best photographer in downhill skateboarding. Yes. A little bit of background. Me and Tyler Topping both reside in Asheville, North Carolina, and we just got back from the Teutonia race and World Roller Games in Argentina. And
It was a rip.
We want to talk about what happened at Teutonia. There was a lot of controversy, and it was pretty fun. So anyway, let's get right down to it. This was my third or fourth time at Teutonia, and this is Ty Top's first time.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it was. I mean, you always hear about Teutonia as a downhill skateboarder, and then to actually be there is just a completely different thing. It definitely lived up to the expectations and surpassed them as far as, you know, how crazy the hill was, how like unique of an experience. Yeah, it turned out to be a pretty wild event.
Yeah, I'm super glad that everyone got to experience it, because it seemed like Teutonia, people weren't going anymore. It was like dying down. I think when I was there, Max Ballesteros was saying they had skated it right before it got repaved, and it was like almost to the point where it was unskateable. It's always been really bad.
Yeah.
It's always been like giant holes.
I mean, I can't imagine what it would have been like to skate it, like, you know, recently before the repave. That must have just been like, were pieces of the road flying up, like.
He said there was no lines, like you couldn't change lanes anymore.
Wow, so you just had one option.
That was it.
Wow. Was it right at the center of the road, or?
It still kind of feels like that.
I mean, it still feels fucking crazy, but yeah, I
So
can only
fast.
imagine before.
It was much faster this time around. All right, so yeah, we both went out to Teutonia hoping to get some runs, but
It turns out it's called Teutonia.
why is it called Teutonia?
2 runs a day.
Yes, we only got 2 runs a day.
Well, we got 3, so it was like 2 of the days were 2 runs, and the other 2 days were 3 runs. Being, what was
I remember the last day we did get 3 runs.
Yeah, like or were there 4 days of the event? Or were there only 3?
It was Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, so like 2 practice days, and then quali race. Is that what happened?
We had practice day the first day, quali. Did we have practice the second day?
Yeah, I think, didn't we only have like afternoon practice because they were running, or was that?
I can't even remember now. It all just blended together.
Yeah, same.
What did we do?
Was it roller games or Teutonia the event that like halfway through one of the days we started? I think that was roller games when they were running like luge class and stuff.
Yeah, that was roller games.
Yeah. So yeah,
Anyway.
it's just 2 days of practice.
Yeah, but only
Because
like 4
first day, it was like the drop just from the left, going into the really steep side.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that. So at Teutonia, it's the only race I've been to where they start you halfway up on the first go.
Yeah, and I still managed to eat shit on that run.
Yep. So Tyler only got 1 run,
Yeah,
and you only got from halfway down.
yeah, it was a bit of a bummer, but I mean, I still got the gist of like the experience of skating down Teutonia, because like, you know, you go down going 65, you go down going 70. There's still a bit of overlap.
Yeah, you have to have super tight bushings.
Yeah. So yeah, let me get into that. So, like, what was it? The weekend before we left for Argentina, we went skating out in North Carolina. Out at, what was it? Somewhere out going out to.
Yeah, we went to a super fast road and tested our leathers.
Yeah, it was just
test
like
our setups.
yeah, pretty. I don't know, 50 mile an hour sweeping grip turns.
Yep.
And I took Will's board out of the car and I stood on it. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, the thing did not turn. It was just like, just as stiff as can be. And like, I was like, dude, why are you riding this? He's like, well, we're going to Teutonia, right? We're testing our Teutonia setups. And he told me that only tight trucks and hard bushings will get you down to Teutonia, which like, in my case, ended up being true. But yeah, going to Teutonia, I thought that just like, slightly longer wheelbase, maybe like 1 or 2 step harder bushing would be enough. Mm-hmm. And I ran my trucks the same looseness that I did, or that I normally do. And I drop into Teutonia and I realized that you never really get to like, when you're like on a road trying to like squeeze every single drop of speed out of it and you like just press yourself into the ground.
Yeah, for sure.
Like you can't do that at Teutonia. It's like it bounces you around too much. You just like are floating above your board that's kind of dancing under you.
Definitely, it's like a roller coaster. You have to hang on.
Yeah, what was it like the first times? Was it similar to that or?
It was like that, but worse. I honestly feel like it feels the same. Like, even though it has new pavement, it's like not flat. And there's still bumps everywhere. It like feels slightly better. You can definitely move around more. Mm-hmm. And make passes easier. But like when it had the holes before, they were huge holes, like unskatable.
Did you have to like remember the course before you first dropped it to avoid them?
Yes, for sure. Those lines you couldn't take. Now you can go pretty much anywhere on the road you want to. It's going to be like sketchy, but
yeah.
Before there were certain lines that you had to take, and there's some holes that you had to avoid.
Yeah, I noticed that even on this new pave, like kind of the like edges of the road have these like wavy like ribbons of bumps.
Yep.
And whenever I saw people tuck over it, like every single time without fail, it just like tossed them up and just made their boards dance. Like nobody just trucked over them.
Yeah, there's no knock any wobbles at Teutonia.
Yeah.
They're coming.
Dexter Manning, before the trip, he said, I'm going to Brazil for one thing, and it's to get speed wobbles. And I like saved that in my phone, and it like was kind of motivating just to get like down there.
Nice. Yeah, he was ripping.
Yeah, Dex was going. Good.
Yeah, everyone changed their setup once they did the first run to Teutonia.
Yeah, a lot of people tightened their trucks and put on the harder bushings, and there's some people running like really unique like Teutonia setups.
Oh, for sure. That's like one
of a
kind.
Carlos had like this like, I believe it was like a, not flush mount, but like his trucks were inset into his board.
I've seen that. I know
it wasn't like a drop through, but it was kind of top mount. It was really unique. And he had that just for Teutonia, which I thought was pretty cool. And I think he ended up getting the fastest top speed.
Yeah, I think you're right. He was going really fast. Yeah, it's too bad the race didn't happen. That was unfortunate.
Yep.
So yeah, let's talk about...
And should we talk about that, the race?
Yeah, what actually happened. So basically, what it seems like, and this is from our perspective, we don't really know exactly what happened, but it seems like the event was oversold. Like there was at least
was no like logistic way possible to finish what they had set out, like within the hours of daylight.
No, it was just too many registered races. Like 250 plus people registered to go down the hill. And the first day we got there, like I remember, oh my God, Teutonia's repaved, like driving up it, being like, this is the most awesome sight ever. And then we got to the top, checking in, took forever. And that's when I kind of realized that there were so many people. But yeah, 250 people. And so, did we just do check-in the first day?
No, it was
check-in and then we skated.
Check-in and 2 runs. But none of the runs started from the top.
Oh, that's right.
It was from the left, and then like the drop from right above the left.
Yeah, so we checked in, and then when we did the runs, how was your first run there?
I mean, my first and only run. Or were you asking me? Or
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I fucking almost had an anxiety attack, like, standing at the top of that hill. I'm like, this is so intimidating.
Oh, dude, it's scary. I remember my first time in the hill feeling the same. Like, and they start you from the middle, which is weird. I think it would be almost better to start from the top because then you're, like, used to speed. They start you at the straight. And so you drop in, and the acceleration is mind-blowing.
The initial drop is just so freakishly steep for, like, 500 meters? Something like that?
Yeah, you go from 0 to, like, almost top speed within, like, 10 seconds. It's insane.
You think?
Yeah, because the whole straight section is only, like, 20 seconds long, so by like 15 seconds you're almost doing full speed. So you go from 0 to like 125k.
You think you really go that fast?
I think they were 125k.
Just from the left?
Oh, yeah, probably you're right. So probably like 100 plus.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
0 to 100 plus in like 10 to 15 seconds.
Yeah, it's wild. You, like I said, you like can't really settle down on your board. Or at least that was my experience. I just like I tucked the whole straight. Like I dropped in, went around that little right kink until you can like see all the way downhill, and then I just like dropped into the tuck. Because I was thinking like I'm gonna be more stable in my tuck. And dude, the acceleration was crazy.
Yeah. So you made it all the way to the bottom?
Yeah,
you made it over the two sections when you... Oh, you made it over the...
I didn't make it past the finish line, but I made it like right down to where the like beer tent was. It was after the final hump, where it's like the pretty flat section for a little bit, and then the last hump, and then the finish line.
So you made it over the last hump, or did the last hump make you crash?
The last hump made me crash.
Yeah.
I de-weighted, and it was like 1, 2 off. Like 2 big wobs.
Yeah, because you really don't even have time to test your board. Like, you pretty much have to know what Teutonia's going to feel like, because when they drop you in from the middle section, you can't fill it out. You can't be like, oh, okay, but like maybe I could go looser. Maybe I need to go tighter.
I should have gone tighter.
For sure. 100%. So, yeah, we get to the bottom after one of the first runs, and then there's like 250 plus people, and they have 2 buses to go up the hill.
Capacity like what, 30, 40?
Yeah, and they really need 4 to get everyone out, so they have to take 2. That starts like the long waiting. They have to take 2 buses up, come back down, pick up the rest of the people, come back up. So basically, it took forever.
Yeah,
the whole time.
I think first run started at like 11 or noon or something.
Yeah, we'd hope to get a run before lunch, and then they would finish, and then they would do like a classic Brazilian lunch.
Dude, the lunch was fire. I mean, for me as a photographer that's not like stressing out about skateboarding.
Oh, nice.
Just great lunch. 5-star lunch. It was amazing.
It was, they did have everything you needed.
It was all fresh, good, local produce.
Yes.
That's besides the point. I know everybody doesn't want lunch breaks.
No, they took up so much time. So we would do one run before lunch, do a lunch, and then try to finish another run before 5. And sometimes it would be after 5. And they still would be finished because it was taking forever from everyone. And then, so on qualification day, because they already realized it's taking forever, no warm-ups. So you wake up in the morning, you get to the hill.
Like, all of the locals were upset about that. They were like, bro, no warm-up?
No warm-up. I think it has to be my only race I've ever went to where there was
just straight into quali.
Practice run.
Better make it count with those 2 runs you took from halfway up. Or actually, no, I guess that was after a whole other day
Yeah, we did 2 practice days. We did
Still
2 from the middle and then 2 from the top.
But still, from your first quali run, you're only 5 runs deep into.
Yeah, so if you came to Teutonia, it was your first time, and you did your 2 practice runs to the middle, you did your 2 practice runs from the top, boom! Now you have to set down a quality lap. You have 2 full runs on Teutonia. And Teutonia, the road itself is insane. So that was hilarious. We went right into qualification on, it had to have been Saturday?
Yeah, it was Saturday. How did your quali go?
Did we do 2 qualies?
Yes, I think so.
We did do 2, that's right. Okay, so at least they did do 2 qualies. Mine went well. I'm always like in the back.
Yep.
Like, I don't think I've ever qualified under 30th at Teutonia.
Really?
No. There's no way. I am just not fast there. But it is just so much fun.
Yeah, I mean, there were just the people that were like throwing down really fast times there. It was awesome. Just like it's such a like great mix of seeing so many strong locals and then like the internationals coming in and seeing where they kind of stack up on a hill like that.
That was interesting to see. Yeah, Brazil's always known for having super fast people, especially at Teutonia.
Top qualifier and top speed were both Brazilian, I think. Carlos and then Bernardo Brambilla.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember. Yeah, it's super hard to compete with people that sometimes train all year for the race at Teutonia. They're like working out of the gym, like, all right, more power.
Dude, more power. That it's the truth and the way. It's so much food on that trip. It was amazing.
Yeah, Brazil does have a lot of all-you-can-eat food places.
Oh yeah.
Breakfast, lunch. Anyways, so we did qualifying. We got 2 runs. We did top speed challenge, which so they set up like a
radar speed trap?
Like
or is it like a time?
They didn't use a radar gun. They set up a speed trap. And like we did just one on the last run of practice day on Thursday. And we're not sure how accurate it was.
A lot of people got the same speeds.
There
were like categories of how fast you went. Like, oh, were you in the 134 club or were you in the 22 club?
Exactly. I was in the 127 club, I think. But yeah, so everyone, I remember I was initially like, oh, this is awesome. Like, I went so fast, and then I found out I was like, might not be accurate. But people would get like 125.000, and then like 5 people would have that, and then like 5 other people would have 127.00. And I think they started like, somebody said, I don't know if this is true or not, but they started just like adding in some .00 numbers to like make it seem like it was kind of accurate. I don't know how true that is because I never looked at
I haven't heard that one.
The numbers lately, but yeah.
You remind me of it.
So yeah, the top qualifiers was pretty melodramatic. No one really like felt like they got their
like true representative.
The true time, and they had a speed gun. Some people out there like the day before.
Yeah, when they were out practicing.
I wish somebody had brought that out.
I think that was Carlos' speed gun.
That'd have been fun. I wish I had brought mine. I have a speed gun too. If I had thought about it then. That'd have been just fun watching with the speed gun. That's like a great investment to have at Teutonia.
Did you see the video of Grits from Australia getting air off the last hump on his leash?
No. Did he?
Yeah.
There's a video of this?
There's a video. It's wild. I think it's on Facebook or something, but he like the D-weight happens and like he's off the ground and you see him like settle back onto the ground and just flying.
Nice. Have you seen there's a video of Old Teutonia where there's a loser and a rollerblader, and the loser goes underneath the rollerblader while they're going in the straight down Teutonia.
Wow, I have not thought about that video in
You've seen that video?
so long, but yes, I've seen that video.
It is
That's from like
insane.
2012
And
or
now
something?
knowing what Teutonia is like and
I
like how
know.
crazy that straight is to like
Oh my
see.
goodness. I wish I had remembered that before going to the event, just to be blown away even more.
We have to find that video. If anyone's listening and knows, there's a video of a luge going underneath and through a rollerblader's legs down Teutonia on the straight. And I think maybe even the rollerblader passes him back.
Wow.
I can't remember exactly. But anyway. If
Just
you can,
like engulfs him with like legs open, just passes them.
straight through on like the middle of the straight.
I don't remember that part, but I remember the loser going through the legs. That was so crazy.
So if anyone can find that, please share that to whatever page we put this on. If we put it on YouTube or Spotify or our Instagram, please share that link. I would have no idea how to find that, but I know somebody knows where that's at. Anyway.
Rollerblader Limbo Teutonia 2010.
Yeah. Something about that.
Yeah.
I think it could have been
Use
like
keywords.
2012, 2014, somewhere around there.
Yeah. So race day?
Oh yeah, so race day, we came out of qualifying, and like everyone, it looked like a really good mix-up. Like everyone was gonna have some battles, and like after the first run was already stacked. Like the difference in time was probably like 6 seconds or 5 seconds.
Yeah.
For the 64, did they do just 64 or what did they do?
Yeah, they did a 64, 64 with 2-man heats.
So yeah, you had to qualify into the top 64.
Mm-hmm.
Out of, I think there was 100 and something.
Well, they had AM division and pro,
Yep.
and I think pro only had like 80 people.
Oh, okay, that's right.
Yeah, or something like that. Because like in Brazil, they have their own like full like nationwide series where they have amateur division and pro division, and I think you have to place like top 5 or something in the amateur division to move up to pro.
Nice, that's super cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. And like, dude, the racing culture in Brazil is just so sick. Just like people go out to session on a weekend. Like the last day I was there, I went out to a session. There were a lot of people there. Went out there with Thiago Moore, and Guto was there, and Delua was there, and also like tons of people were there.
Oh, nice.
And
that was when Tim and Max was still there?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah, I was out there with Tim, Max, and Morgan Smith. People just like go out to session on a weekend, but like everybody wears leathers.
Oh, they go hard.
Everybody wears leathers and puts on their like air lids and
slaps
100% on, like their best race wheels and goes hard every run. And I'm so here for this because I fucking love racing, and like
100%.
it's so sick.
They have racing culture and ingrained into their brain.
Mm-hmm. I'm very about it. But it's cool. It's just like,
That's why Brazilians are just known for being so fast.
Yeah, because they out here racing every weekend. It's sick. But yeah, the Teutonia division was pretty sick.
So race day. It was pretty uneventful in the morning. It's like everyone raced. I got out first round. It was great. We did the second round. It was already getting pretty late. I think we did the first round and then had lunch.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
We did the first round of everyone.
Of all
then,
the days to have lunch on race day when you have 6 runs to get through.
I forgot to say. Qualification day, they got 2 more buses because everyone protested. So we finally got to the point where everyone's going up the hill together.
That is an important distinction because that cuts down a lot of time.
Yeah, a lot of time for lunch. So we need that. So after the second round, which is way after lunch, is already getting late. Like the sun's already kind of starting to go down.
We're saying like what, like 1 or 2 p.m.?
For the second round or for the third round? For the second round, yeah. And then by the third round, when they're starting that, I think it was already 5 p.m.
Yeah, I think it was like 4 or 5 p.m.
So we already know that this is not going to go well.
Yeah.
Like something.
Everybody's kind of just like, so it's getting kind of late.
Super late, yes. I remember at first everyone was like, yeah, they'll make it. And then they do the third round, and the beginning of it comes down fine. Everything's fine. It's just getting super late. There was no way they would have finished anyway. They would have maybe been able to make one more round before dark. But I remember some Teutonias in the past ran almost till dark. I remember some in Puerto Rico doing the same. But there was no way they were making, even at the finals, they would have had to have lights on their heads.
Yeah.
Even if they were going to try to make it past what happened. But then, yeah. So first, somebody came, there was a race heat coming down the track, and somebody ran across the road. Right?
Yes. I mean, I don't know exactly when that happened because I didn't hear any like commotion about it on the hill, but I saw that video afterwards.
Yeah,
the guy
same.
running in like barely, like the skater had to dodge him.
Yeah, so somebody was coming down in a race heat. Somebody ran across. The person skating barely missed them, and they hopped over to the other side, and then that caused a fight. And I think...
Oh, is that what happened?
I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
Because I remember the fight happening, but I don't remember the person running across the road.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure the person ran across the road, and then there was immediately a fight, and I'm kind of sure that it was between the people that ran across the road and somebody else. And then there's just major chaos. Then a bunch of people ran across the road, and like...
That was like very, very shortly before they were like, nah, this it's over.
Yeah,
Everybody go home.
that happened first. So like that happened, and then it chilled out, and the next race heat came down, but they crashed, and not even in the straight. They crashed above in the top left.
Oh, really?
In the corner. Maybe not in the corner, but above the straight. Mm-hmm. I'm not exactly sure where. And then one of them was laying in the road, or they thought they were hurt, and the ambulance heard it, I guess, and they tried to go in the road. And then the people got up that had crashed, and they got off the side of the road, and as the ambulance was trying to go on the road, they were sending down the next heat.
Yeah. I was actually standing right there for that.
Where were you at?
I was like right at down by the like beer garden, like tent area.
Oh, okay.
And that's where they had the ambulances. But yeah, what happened was like you said, the people crashed and came down late, and or they were gonna send the ambulance or whatever, and they started to like open up the entrance for it by like taking like and moving the hay bales.
Oh, they were actively moving the hay for the ambulance to get out?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't see that. I was down at the finish line.
Yeah, so they cleared the path, and then somebody held up the ambulance. I don't remember who, but it didn't actually make it onto the course. But like 10 seconds after that happened, like the skaters were probably already going down the top of the straight by the time the ambulance was about to pull out. God. So
I didn't know the ambulance actually got that far. I just heard they like got a call and we're gonna go out. Wow, that is crazy.
Yeah, but it didn't enter the track, thankfully.
That was
And I'm pretty sure, I mean, that's the only ambulance situation that I could imagine that the ambulance situation was about.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
100%.
So, it was, in motion, but somebody blocked it before it actually mattered.
It was already getting to the point of chaos. Like, everyone's tired. It's been 4 days. All the course workers, like, none of them were skaters. It was just like the hometown people, so they don't know that much about skating, and it was incredibly hot. And they were just like, the communication broke down. Seems like
yeah, and that was like the main reason that the people or the riders at the top.
Oh yeah, so after that happened, so they're telling all the people at the top, everyone's about to come down for a race heat, what just happened over the radio about the ambulance almost going in the road. And everyone at the top decides to take a vote on if they want to continue skating. Like, I heard that DeLua was talking to a bunch of people, and I think he might have possibly made the idea to make the vote and, like, did the vote. But basically everyone at the top just heard about the ambulance almost going down the road, and they were like, all right, do any of you guys feel safe? Do you want to, let's take a vote if you want to continue skating. And I guess it was done by the racers.
Yeah, by the racers. Most of the people obviously voted to not continue. But from what I understand, I'm not, I wasn't there, so I can't say for sure. But from what I understand, like, the communication between the guy that was running the start line and the racers was, like, pretty open and, like, good dialogue, which is pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah, just, like, basically laying out the situation really objectively and giving them as much information as they had about it.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, they're at the top, and the person with the walkie-talkie sitting them down is explaining to them everything that just happened, like, in detail. So they all know, which is good. And then so all the racers took a vote, and basically every single person was like, no, we don't want to skate anymore. That's it.
Yeah,
like, we're done.
I think there was, like, a very, like, small handful of people that wanted to keep going.
Yeah, there was that protest at the bottom.
Yeah, when they announced it, they said it was a unanimous decision by the riders. And at first I was like, really? Like,
everyone's done?
Everybody feels that way at the top, because, like, there wasn't nearly as much information just standing on the side of the course. So, I didn't have a full picture of what was going on at the time.
We didn't know what happened. I was at the bottom at the finish line, and you were at the beer garden. And, like, from our perspective, like, there was, from what I saw, there was the fight, everyone went on the road, and then the next heat came down for me. I didn't see the ambulance thing. I didn't even hear about it until way after. Yeah. So I just saw the fight, and then two people come down, and then no one came down anymore. And I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, I was standing right next to the announcer when they announced that it was canceled. And there were a few other skaters around me. Like, I think Josh Evans and I think David was there. Or was David with you?
He was there.
Yeah. So they just announced it, and we were all just, like, standing there in disbelief, just like, so it's over? Like, nobody wins Teutonia?
Yeah. It was shocking. And we didn't know why at the time. We were confused. I thought initially, because it was just getting dark, and all the workers were like, we quit. Like, it's over. That's what my initial thought was. And then and I still didn't know, and then a lot of the rollerbladers, I think, were protesting at the bottom.
Yeah, and the rollerbladers were, like, super united through all this stuff. Like, they were like a band of brothers or something.
Yeah. So they got together at the bottom, and they were screaming. They threw hay bales in the middle of the road, wouldn't let the buses go up, and they're like, we need to finish this race. Like, we absolutely need to.
Is that what was going on?
Like, super passionate. At first, yes. And then they were just upset.
lot of people were upset for sure.
But they're like, there's no way we cannot finish this. Like, it has to go down. We're at Teutonia right now.
I was amazed to see the organizers standing in the middle of that crowd, too.
Oh, yeah. It got super heated. They were going for, like, 25, 30 minutes of just not letting the buses up. Like,
we left before they finished.
Oh, I think... No.
I know I did.
I was there when they finally started letting traffic go after, like, what seemed like 30, 45 minutes.
Yeah. It was quite the experience.
Yeah, so I didn't even know. Still, even after the protest at the bottom, it just ended. And I went back and, like, found out from everyone just talking all the different things that went down. So I didn't even know. But I remember I talked to Tim, who was still at the top.
Yep.
And he told me what happened at the top about making the vote.
Decision.
And he was like really into it. He was like, nope, definitely don't want to skate anymore. Like, that was crazy.
Yeah.
Like, so I got just the vibe from everyone up there that was like, no, we're kind of good.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think.
It's such a heavy hill to be, like, second-guessing anything on.
Yeah, there's no way they're finishing that day anyway.
No, there was still minimum two rounds of racing left.
Minimum.
It was top 8.
Which it would be cool if they got lights and put it on tonight, because you could totally run that at night.
If it was like
That would be even better because it would be so
lighting,
hot.
That would be sick.
Like stadium
But if
style
it was-
lights.
Yeah, but if it was like patchwork, like lampposts, and just going from one light zone to another.
No,
through
imagine
the
like
dark,
super bright LEDs
that would be awesome. That would be sick.
down the whole hill.
That would. I feel like that would hurt your brain too. You're going down that fast, and you just see all these like.
I wonder if it'd be
lights.
faster because it's nighttime and it's colder.
Yeah, that'd be sick. Somebody has to have like night skated Teutonia at some point.
Oh yeah, I wonder if anyone has done a night run at Teutonia. Wow, for sure they have.
Yeah, somebody had to have done that.
That
There's
must be mind blowing. Teutonia feels crazy. It feels small with the hay bales. When there's no hay bales, I skated it once with no hay bales, and it feels like a little bit better, a little bit wider, more comfortable.
How was free riding it?
Oh, free riding it was fun.
Yeah.
I don't think you could have done it before with the bad pavement, so it was fun to do it. Yeah, we skated some other hills kind of at the top of Teutonia. You remember when you went left to the top and there's that other section of paved roads?
Yeah.
We skated that one run. We found some tarantulas.
Sick.
There's some tarantulas crossing the road. And then, yeah, we skated down Teutonia. We heard in the morning, remember when we heard that there was like reflectors or something in the road?
Yeah. And that wasn't the case?
No. We heard in the morning that they had already put reflectors on Teutonia. And it was unskateable. Teutonia over.
Teutonia's been canceled. Hill over.
That was fun. It definitely gave me a different perspective. For running down it definitely made me realize how steep it was.
Really? Just like...
So steep, like immediate acceleration, like this section.
Did you do any big slides?
Yeah, I mean a bunch. We skated from the top, and it was like I got tired at the bottom.
Yeah. Damn.
But yeah. Teutonia longest slide jam. David said...
Longest slide jam?
David said he was going to do a stand-up slide on Teutonia the whole time. I remember being in Asheville, and he was like, yeah, I'm going to Teutonia. I'm going to do a stand-up slide. I don't know how serious he was about that, but I remember one time him saying that. And I was like, yeah, dude, okay, let's see. And, like, part of me was like, okay, yeah, let's try this. Like, but then you get there, you're like, there is no way.
No.
I mean, somebody could do it for sure, not me. But, like, the feeling of going that fast and then trying to kick it out, even in, like, a straighter section, it's just like... No.
Yeah. I don't see how you can shut down effectively on Teutonia.
No. There is no shutdown on Teutonia. You either crash...
Or you make it down.
Or you make it down. There's no other option. There's no Pindy Teutonia.
No, like the road is so wavy and you'd be going so fast, and like it's not like truly straight for like any good amount of time.
No.
There's like little kinks in it.
Yeah, it's never truly straight. It looks straight. You can take a straight line.
Yeah, for sure.
Kind of, but like at the same time, it's like if you do take that perfectly straight line, like you're clipping hay bales on both sides.
And like that's where the worst of the like waves in the pavement is like right at the edge of the bales.
Oh yeah, that too.
I want to just give a shout out to David Boubier for being MVP of Teutonia. He actually won the race.
Yes.
David went hard on sim 180s.
You think David was the only person there with symmetrical trucks?
No.
You think
Somebody, like, I saw some wild setups, and I bet at least one of those had sim trucks on it.
You're right, there probably was.
And they're probably tucking hard as fuck.
There's probably multiple people. Yeah. That's funny. Yeah, it was fun to go fast with everyone. It was fun to go.
What was your favorite run with someone else?
In the beginning, the first run, I took one run with Oscar, and that was like the closest I kind of got with anyone.
Nice.
On the hill. That was fun, because the rest of the runs were just by yourself for the race heat.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize, I wish I had known before at the time I would take more oh my God. Jan?
You had Jan?
Yes.
Dude, Jan is fast.
And I did a bonus on the start line.
Nice.
To start the race. Like, I wasn't trying to race.
Yeah.
He already qualified, like, way better than me. And I'm like, dude, yeah. Teutonia's scary.
Teutonia is scary.
Like, I love skating it, but... Woo! And shout out to the people who go so hard on Teutonia, because it is so fast.
Yeah, it is. To make a pass on that hill, some of the passes I saw... Also, it's hard to make a pass on Teutonia. Because, like... From what I saw, everything I saw, like watching racing, skating it myself, just everything. Drafting is just not as big of a thing as you would think there, because everybody's bouncing around.
Yeah, you really can like just hold your tuck tighter than the person in front of you.
Yeah.
And like accelerate way more than normal, like on a normal road. Yeah, you could just... But the draft is pretty big too.
Yeah.
The draft you can catch from pretty far back, and then you just... like, put you in the little tunnel, and you squeeze everything together.
All throughout racing, I only saw 2 drafting passes. No, that's probably like 3 or 4.
I only saw a couple as well, and one of them was on the female round.
Nice.
What was
I think in the women's category, they only had one, like, warm-up run.
Oh, yeah, they didn't finish either. I forgot. So it was women's practice.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Oh, so I think... Who was it? I don't know. We could pull up the bracket, but I think there was only, like, one pairing of riders for the first round. Everybody else had, a bye.
Oh, that's right, too. They did that, too, yeah. Yeah, the first round of racing meant nothing. That was like, I don't know.
It's such a shame. Shout out all the women's category at Teutonia.
Yeah, everyone got a bye. So yeah, the women, they did one bye round. Usually it was just one run by themselves. They did like probably half the rounds of the amateur category like that too.
Yep. Dude,
where
they
just
did
like
a
a bunch of people got a bye. Even in the open category, a couple of people got byes.
Yeah.
So they skated. So the first round was just a wash.
Yeah, unfortunate.
I guess the only way they could have fixed it is if...
What, to fix...
The only way they could have, like, finished Teutonia is if they, from qualifying, just, like, took the top 16.
Yeah, literally.
That's it. Like, you have to make it top 16. If they had done that, people would have been pissed, but the race would have finished.
The race
might
have finished.
They took the top 16 from everyone. There would have been limited bye rounds, like... That'd be the only way.
Yeah.
And then people would be so upset.
Really, what they should have done is just done... I mean, this wouldn't have worked out super well, and it also would have kind of gone against the Teutonia tradition, but if they had just used if they had done, like, registration, check-in, and all that, like, on the Wednesday night, or like somehow do it online, and then no, actually they can't do it online. That wouldn't work.
Definitely the night before.
But yeah, the night before you bring in all your setups and everything you get expected, but then have a full practice day on Thursday that starts at 8 a.m.
They gotta start from the top, dude. No more starting
Exactly.
from the middle.
That's what I mean. Like starting from the top, you might be
Starting
able
from the
to
middle
get,
is hurting people.
you might be able to get 4 or 5 runs in. And then Friday quali, Saturday, Sunday racing, because if they're gonna have 250 people, you're gonna need 2 days of racing. If you want to, if you don't want to,
or they're gonna have to limit it. But then, like, where's the fun in that? Like, I don't know. We need everyone to go to Teutonia. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Like,
More
regardless,
people should go to Teutonia.
Everyone, I think, should go to Teutonia. Teutonia is one of those hills.
It is one of those hills
in the world where you're like, you just need to know it. Like, if you really like downhill skateboarding, I mean, especially if you like racing, but even if you don't like racing, like,
but you like hills.
But you like crazy hills. Like, Teutonia is one of those roads that needs to be skated in your lifetime.
Yeah,
like,
makes you really think. Makes you really think.
Yeah, there's no other hill that I know of that's like it. Like, I've skated Wrist, and I've skated Vulcan was pretty fast too.
So I haven't skated. I mean, there's one road in Maryland that's like similar to Teutonia in that it's like all just drop in a straight and you tuck down and it's kind of rough pavement, but you only get up to like 65 there, and it isn't just in a straight drop like it is at Teutonia. There's like it's called harp. There's like a sweeper section you drop into and then a long bomb that's just super steep. But
and it's 65 miles
65. But there's the closest thing that it kind of reminded me of was the Dipper at Bathurst, Newton's Nation.
Oh, have you been there? I've never been to.
I went in 2019.
I've never been to
Newton's. That was like my number one dream hill. Like I always wanted to skate that one. But the Dipper, and like the people that have skated a bunch will probably disagree, but from my experience, like the Dipper is where you like drop down and like the board falls out from under you, because it's just so steep that like you're like going into it and then it's just like, and it has like a compression zone because it kind of goes back uphill for a second.
Yeah, I've only seen it on TV, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but like that like dropping feeling of the Dipper is just like Teutonia, except for like instead of like 1 second, it's like 20-30 seconds.
Nice. I would like to go race that track.
Yeah,
that'd be fun.
Next year, I think they're having it in September.
Oh, wow.
I'm like doing everything I can to make that.
Nice. Do you want to... So what happened in Argentina with World Roller Games?
Roller Games.
We were at World Roller Games first.
Yeah.
The week before Teutonia. That's pretty fun. That was hot, too.
Do
you think
so
Teutonia was hotter or World Roller Games was hotter?
Dude, Roller Games for sure. It was in the middle of like the Argentinian desert, and like it's very similar to like Arizona, Southern California, Nevada, in that it was just dry, rocky terrain.
Yeah, it was very similar to Arizona.
Yeah.
It kind of looked like California a little bit, like it's some super mountainous parts of California. I kind of got that vibe.
Yeah. Yeah, I like to. I'm a pretty white dude, and I get sunburnt pretty easy. Mm-hmm. And I've like learned my lesson to like wear sunscreen, and
a giant hat.
And whenever I go take photos, I wear this like long sleeve, like sun shirt. So
yep,
I don't get sunburnt. Yeah.
And it works?
Dude, it works great. That's why I use it every single time. But I lost my hat on my flight down to Argentina. So I didn't have a hat. And I have a pretty unique situation. If you're listening, Max K, shout out to you. Because you have this situation too. Our heads are too big, man. Like, we can't just...
You know who else's head is too big? I think Spud.
Yeah, Spud. Word.
You guys can't fit in any helmets.
No, we can't fit in any helmets. I can't just walk into a store and buy a hat. It usually doesn't have enough, like, depth. And I was having a hard time finding a hat down there. Like I couldn't find a good hat, so I just had to wear a t-shirt around my head for the whole weekend.
Oh.
Yeah. You remember that?
Yes, that makes total sense.
Yeah.
So you lost it on the plane?
Lost it on the plane, I guess. I probably just like took it out of my backpack and left it.
Brutal.
Yeah, so I used my Get That shirt. Shout out.
So
Get
what
That.
size helmet do you use?
I have a custom helmet from Boardyard in South Africa.
From Boardyard in South Africa?
Yeah, you know them?
No. I've never heard of them before.
Boardyard is made, like they were...
It's a half shell? Or do you have
No,
just a full face?
I have 2 full faces. But...
And they made it custom for you?
I mean, I sent him my dimensions and he made a helmet that fit my head. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah.
That is awesome.
I mean, I don't... Like, it was a mold that he's used... I don't know if it's like one size shell or he just puts a liner in there or something. But it has like a ski helmet inside and then carbon fiber like shell. It's a... Have you seen it? No?
I haven't seen it, but it sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's I love.
I mean, I guess I have seen it, but I don't really like remember it.
It's the green and orange like racing stripes.
Oh wow! Okay, that one's from South Africa.
Yeah, I think he made the like world speed record wingsuit helmet too, which is the same shape as the long tail that I have.
Wow! Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
I like the wingsuit helmets.
John Upham from South Africa.
Shout out to John. That sounds cool.
Yeah.
What? So you have a...
So yeah, I wore my Get That shirt as my hat in Argentina, and I still managed to get like two separate sunburns on my face in the span of 4 days.
Oh yeah, Argentina was hot. Teutonia was so hot too.
Yeah, Teutonia was more humid.
Yeah. Argentina was the track was pretty fun. It looked like.
Yeah, it was like a pretty much. I mean, it was essentially all grip, but from what I heard, the pavement was like kind of slidey and wanted to like wash you out of corners. So like fighting for your grip was a bit harder.
Yeah, I heard that whole area is like a mining.
Yeah, I saw a bunch of like entrances to mines leading up to the hill.
Somebody was saying, I don't know if this is true or not, but like the fact that they make a bunch of money off mining in that area, it's one of the only places where the economy isn't truly like extremely fucked up, and so like they're able to do that event there because they have a bit more money from the mining industry.
Wow.
That's what somebody said. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean
how true that is, but it sounds kind of right.
Yeah, like the Argentinian economy is struggling for sure as far as like the value of their currency and
that was crazy.
Power and stuff like that.
When you go to Argentina, if you change money at like the bank or you get money out of the ATM, they give you one rate because it's such bad inflation. But like you can, I forgot what they call it.
Cambio.
You can change money on the street or like from a vendor that has a good price. But basically, if you do it with your bank, it's like $150 or $250.
So, if you get it out of an ATM, I think you get like $150 or something.
Yeah, so the exchange rate is $150 to $1.
But then Western Union rate is like $1 to like 303 pesos.
Yeah, and if you really get a good rate, you can get up almost close to 400.
Really?
Yeah,
Dang.
I got it for like 380.
Dang.
At one point.
I exchanged money for like, I think it was at like 285.
So basically, if you do it on the right exchange rate, it's pretty much double your money.
Yeah.
And like, so also we heard you can like get a bunch of money when you're down there and take it back and exchange it and get more.
One. That sounds like, I don't know.
Sounds not true.
People
also
just flying down to Argentina with suitcases filled with money.
Yeah, that's what I think would happen. But maybe there's like a limit or something. But like you could get more money when you go back to the United States for an exchange there somehow.
Right. If this is the only episode of Double Pendy, it's because we found out how to make instant cash by going down to Argentina and getting money.
The Argentinian exchange. You go there with hella cash.
Oh yeah.
And then bring it back. What was your highlight from the Argentina race? What is the best moment?
I really like meeting the locals. Whenever I get to travel to a new place, meeting the locals is super rad.
Oh, yeah.
Just like seeing everybody from around the world there too. Like there were people from all corners of the world. I mean, like.
Oh, that was crazy too.
Yeah.
I really like that as well. That's why I was like, I'm already going to Teutonia. This is the week before.
Yeah.
I might as well just buy a ticket and go down there.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be a lot of people that I never met before. And I've never been to Argentina, so.
Yeah. Argentina was sick. The food was good. The people were nice.
It was very interesting.
Beautiful.
I'm glad I extended my trip and did that.
Yeah. Yeah, I spent, I think, like a total of like 5 days in Buenos Aires before, like half before, half after the race.
Oh, yeah, we were only there for 1 day.
Yeah, that's...
And we didn't skate. I mean, you can't skate. There's skate parks.
No hill. I think...
But definitely no hills.
Yeah, no hills. But yeah, I really like that city. Sabrina Ambrosi and her husband Kyle put me up in their house and were kick-ass.
Dude, we were kind of bummed, me, Chase, and David, whenever we got into the airport and like Sabrina's house was full, she wasn't there. We're like, do we stay in the airport? And we just go get a hotel, and then we got a hotel, and then we call you the next day, and you're like, come over and eat some asada. And we're like, okay, all right, no, we're going to go to the airport. And then we saw you at the airport,
Yeah.
and we were on the same flight.
And you guys were like, when we pulled up to the airport, like we had like maybe 30 minutes to an hour to spare.
Yeah,
and
you guys
like,
got
we
in
pull
there
up and like
right as it was
Will, Chase, David are just like hanging out on the fucking floor. Like we've been here for hours.
That's when we had the vape pen. We were still smoking that in the
Oh
bathroom.
no. Yeah.
Yes, we got there. We were so...
What was...
We were so faded.
Sometimes I want to hit the vape.
Oh, that's right.
Oh man. Vape pens should stay on tour. That is a public health announcement for everybody that goes traveling for skateboarding.
Yeah, they were fiending for vape pens.
Leave the vapes on tour.
Yeah, don't bring the vape pen on tour anymore. Oh my god, these people are addicted. Do not bring that to Europe, dude. They're gonna... Unless, it's too late, probably. Alright, well...
Yeah.
I just read somewhere that New Zealand made it... is eliminating smoking, and they made it illegal. Like, if you're not born after 2000, I think like 8, you can never buy cigarettes in your life, or tobacco.
Wow.
So like if you're 40 in like 1950 or whatever, you can't buy tobacco.
Crazy.
Oh my god, super crazy. All right.
Yeah, that's just gonna make them weapons on tour.
What else do we need to say? So yeah, thanks for coming to our first podcast. This is Double Pindy Podcast, where we don't really have rules, but we might make some up later.
Yeah, that sounds on brand. Like that's good.
That's perfect. If you have any ideas and you've been listening this long, let us know in some comment on Instagram or wherever we post this at.
Yeah.
And give us some ideas for the next one.
Yeah. Shout out to all the people down in South America, Argentina, Brazil. Thanks for having us. Thanks
Shout
for
out.
giving us an awesome experience to talk about on the podcast. Definitely be back.
Yeah, Brazil was great. Teutonia was great. Even with the problems with the race. That was fun.
Yeah, it was still like all of the locals there were amazing, and Teutonia is Teutonia no matter what's going on the hill.
Do it again next year. Make it better. So we can come back.
Yeah, that checks out.
I'll be back if they do it again, and they can promise to do it like just slightly better.
Just finish the race.
I just need maybe 10 runs.
10 runs is not too much to ask for, but it was never gonna happen.
Just 10.
It is Teutonia, 2 runs a day. You're gonna need a 5-day event.
Yeah, Teutonia. You know what you should also do? You should do a race right after the next weekend.
True.
Or the weekend before. I'm not sure which one. Because we're already there.
I condone this message.
All right.
Oh,
Does
Does this just end at an hour?
I don't know. It's turning red.
All right, we'll see y'all later.